With the approved amendment, we need now to vote on the superintendent, well, to debate if there's some discussion on the amended recommendation of the superintendent. So we have approved and not approved a series of amendments to Director Davis's original amendment. The original amendment, as updated with the increase in the number of students from the 245 and the academic program as is available in all high schools, as was also approved, that is now attached to the superintendent's recommendation for us to debate and vote. So we are now voting on
No, you didn't. You just voted on the
we have not. So let me try this again. When an amendment is suggested, if it's been seconded, we vote on that. Okay. All we voted on so far are amendments to the superintendent's recommendation. So now we're back to ground.
As amended.
Right.
Yes, as amended. Yep. So the superintendent's recommendation as amended to say ninth graders next year. 125 minimum students by March 31st, 2011, and an equitable academic program is available in all Minneapolis public high schools. Is there any discussion on that?
So I realize that it is late and it's hot in here, and that people want to go home, but I also have something to say. My grandmother, Mary Hartman, was a graduate of North High School. I didn't come back to the school board to close another school on the north side. There were decisions that were made by this board when I sat here previously that led to this recommendation, that led to the decline of students, that led to the fiscal place where we find ourselves. When I voted for the Northside Initiative, I voted for that confidently, believing that it was the right thing to do for children on the north side. Unfortunately, in the implementation of the Northside Initiative, we fell short. Today, I'm taking responsibility for that decision. And I'm saying that I'm sorry.
Thank you. You're a brave woman.
However, I cannot stand by today without speaking up. This may be, and quite possibly is, the last stand that I can take as an elected official on the Minneapolis Board of Education. We have a responsibility to our current students. We have a responsibility to the future of the North Side to make the right decision. It will not surprise you that I've had a problem with the process. This is what I've been saying since I ran for election in 2004. That this community stands ready. This community is overflowing with community organizers. And that there's folks who want to be engaged. The letters home to students without being brought first to the board was unfair. Wearing the hat of a 15-year-old student whose whole life is the place where they go every single day and spend time with their educators and with their friends. Knowing that our children in this state, our children in Minneapolis, our children in particular in North Minneapolis, struggle with some of the most instability, and it just seemed unfair to me. And I've said this before and I will say this again. Dr. Johnson, I respect you, and I support the decision to make you the superintendent. And I think when it comes to curriculum and instruction, that you're brilliant. And I think that it was a good decision for this board to hire you. We do differ with how we move forward in this particular issue. The process, without a discussion with the board as a whole, was disrespectful and irresponsible. We are still without a comprehensive plan for our high schools, and making this decision piecemeal is also inappropriate. Additionally, the decision to open 2 charter high schools, the Noble Schools, was made to stop the bleeding. And let me be honest, I voted for those schools. And I voted for them because Minneapolis Public Schools are failing young African American men in particular. So we saw a solution, something that worked for this particular population, and we voted for it. This is a policy governance board, which means once a decision is reached, that we move forward together. That's where we currently are. I will honor that agreement. However, I'm not sure that that decision made sense, again, without a comprehensive plan for our high schools. I would support a new North if I truly believed that the community would be engaged in an authentic way. I cannot say that I currently have that faith that that would happen at this point. As I mentioned before, we are a policy governance board, and once this decision is made, I will move forward with my colleagues. However, it will not pass with my vote. North Minneapolis has been abandoned by many governmental bodies.
Yes.
We continue to be the punching bag
Yes.
for the entire state.
Amen.
Ice Dude, if he's still here, all right? When you're talking about the fact that there's more check cashing places, there's more liquor stores, somebody benefits from it being that way.
Thanks.
Somebody, that's right, somebody benefits from it being this way. By making this decision, I feel as though we are committing the ultimate act of foreclosure on the north side. I know that this most likely will pass without my vote, but I felt it necessary to say something. And again, it should be no surprise that my concern lies within the process and lack of community engagement. The north side has been conditioned to be reactionary, has been conditioned to distrust this district due to decisions that were made in the past, and unfortunately, I believe this current situation will only exacerbate this relationship. I look at people like Buzzy Bond, who I consider to be a hero of the north side of Minneapolis, and what she does every week, she should be an honorary board member, is comes down here and tells us what we're doing wrong. And also, on occasion, what we're doing right. I feel it is important to listen to her voice. You know, as we move forward, we've had a huge change within this state. There are other people who are in power in this state. There are other people who are in power in this country who want us to fail, who want public education to fail, who want people of color and poor folks to fail. We must ally ourselves together moving forward, regardless of the decision that's being made today. The people who sit up on this board represent the community to the district and not the district to the community. It is easy to lose sight of that. And I believe that after 4 years of serving on this board, I did. 18 months away gave me clarity. And I'm making a decision based on the input that I heard that filled my inbox, both in my email and my voicemail, conversations with friends, folks in the community, the majority of people saying, do not do this. I will move forward as we're talking about the New North, side by side, with the folks in this room. However, I cannot vote for this recommendation. So with that, I just call on us to remember, this greater responsibility that we have to the children of Minneapolis Public Schools, but also as we represent the community to the district, to the entire north side of Minneapolis. A place of the city that people hopes will fail. I look at Darlene Benjamin, who is here representing Congress.